Due to the current travel restrictions, I will be online on the second edition of the Restaurant Success Summit, and this talk will be about social media strategy. Thanks, Donald, for the invitation, and thank all of you for joining. The COVID-19 pandemic has abruptly altered consumers' behaviors and attitudes, upending restaurant marketing strategies and plans. We're just beginning to gain a better understanding of the impact of these changes in the short and long terms, and just how restaurants must adapt to the new normal. And what's more, the vast majority of consumers who have increased their use of digital and omni-channel services such as home delivery, curbside pickup, or shopping via social media platforms expect to sustain these activities in the future. Restaurant marketing technology is ever evolving, but the good news is that brick and mortar locations are now getting the same tools that have turned online companies such as Amazon into business powerhouses. It is important that your restaurant create an effective presence online, because it has become a place where the consumers expect to be able to interact with companies and brands they are interested in, and because online is the best way to allow you to communicate with your target market. This talk will focus on several topics of social media marketing strategy: the different versus communication and selling, 7 basic tactics from an effective restaurant digital marketing strategy that you should master, the content as king of social media strategy, and the personalization and online reputation, 4 topics. And my first topic is the difference between communication and selling. Many restaurant owners I talk to either feel really uncomfortable about the word sales, or don't believe they are required to sell. The truth is that we all promote ourselves or our business in some way many times every day, don't we? But people don't want to be considered a target for sales. We all want to participate in a dialogue with the brands that represent the products we consume. We don't want salesmen. We love great communicators. So, are you a salesperson or a great communicator? Let me tell you that just selling, meaning making the conversation all about you, it's a recipe for failure. I will share with you my number 1 tip. It's not about you, so do not make it about you. How often have you spoken with a person you have met for the first time, and they have talked and talked and talked for 90% of the conversation, telling you about what they do and how they do it? It happens a lot. How do you feel after that conversation ends? Do you feel a sense of connection with that person? Do you want to connect with them again? It's unlikely. So don't make that mistake with your restaurant online conversation. So, how do you get your point across without doing all the talking? Ask questions, lots of questions. Let them talk, but make sure it's all about what is relevant to you and your restaurant. This allows you to add value by telling a story or adding some insights that may be of benefit to them. Once you have added your story or your insight, ask another question and go on and on and on. Keep asking. Control the conversation. By asking questions, you will control the conversation and where it goes. This ensures that you give yourself the best opportunity to show your potential client all the benefits of dealing with you. Listen, really listen, and respond with relevance. Many conversations are one side, where one restaurant tries to showcase how good the location, food, or the service is. As a result, the receiver often leaves the conversation feeling negative rather than valued or heard. Let me spoil it. They don't care about the food, but about the experience they are going to have enjoying your pizza, your pasta, or whatever comes out of your kitchen. A simply effective and non-salesy communication formula is about create stories around the benefits of the ingredients of your meals or the experience delivered or whatever. Ask a lot of questions. Listen and respond with relevance. If you do all that, you will be not selling. You will be communicating, enjoying the conversation and creating trust. Bookings will come as a result. Believe me. My second topic of this talk are 7 basic tactics from an effective restaurant digital marketing strategy that you should master. Here are these 7 marketing tactics that you should understand, master, and practice. First one, restaurant discovery platforms. The very first step you should take is to get your establishment listed on every restaurant discovery platform possible. There are a number of sites and portals available, and the best thing about them is that you can get listed for free or for a small charge. Second, SEO campaign? Yes, go for it. How many times have you Googled for a place near you that provides a service you need? A hairdresser, a delicatessen shop, a plumber, etc. We search like this when we are looking for new places to eat too. The search query restaurants near me is more popular than ever. Do not let your restaurant miss the opportunity to appear in search results whenever these searches take place. Implement a successful local SEO campaign and get your establishment listed in local search results. Third, emails and newsletters are indispensable. Reach out to your customer by sending newsletters and emails from time to time. Ask your customers' email addresses via the website, social media, or even within your restaurant. Keep a track of the visiting behavior of customers. Send a note of thanks with a special discount to your recent visitors, and to the ones who have not visited you recently, send a welcoming note with a kind and warm message. Announce a certain special discount or offer for guests to persuade them to visit. Grant your guests with some exclusive deals for subscribing to your email letter, for example. Make it a point to send email newsletter on a consistent basis, but don't overdo it. The best approach is to incentivize your loyal customers, making them feel important to you. The best way to approach is to create an email marketing campaign. Believe me, email is very, very alive. Your marketing campaign can focus on multiple things as an upcoming event. Let your loyal customers know what you're planning. A special menu or a holiday event. Current specials. It is always a good idea to refresh your existing customers' memories by mentioning your current specials. This will capture their attention and increase the urge to visit your restaurant. Rewards and discounts give them more reason to come to your restaurant by providing them exclusive discounts and rewards. Tell them they are special and the discounts only apply to them. Value posts. Everyone loves to read interesting content on food, on wine, and restaurants. Give them your best post snips and invite them to your blog and social media profiles to read more. Important updates. Last but not least, you can also use the emails to tell them about important updates about your restaurant, involving them in your proposals. Fourth, understand the power of online reviews. Ask your customers to review you during their visits. In your restaurant software module, include a review form. Offer visitors something in exchange for their feedback. On the contrary, if a guest has posted something negative, take it seriously. Try to rectify the problem even if you aren't aware of what took place until after they leave. Take the time to respond to negative reviews with a sincere tone and offer to make things right. 5. Get a professional design website. A well-designed website is one of the best assets you can utilize to attract customers, and it is the basis for any effective online marketing campaign. Get a website that looks good, loads quickly and works on all types of devices, including laptops, tablets and mobile phones. 6. The social media game. Play it. If a restaurant isn't on Instagram, does it even exist? That's a very real question when you consider that Instagram heavyweights, the millennials, dine out more often and spend more than other demographics. And how do you connect with millennials? Have a strong social media game. Being present and active on social media provides a constant reminder of your brand and how it makes them feel. Plus, it doesn't hurt to be creative with plating and decor to encourage customers to snap a food selfie and share with all their followers. Are you new to social media? Here's how to get started. Choose a couple of platforms. Facebook and Instagram, for example, okay, they are the most popular, and update each one at least 2 or 3 times a week, at least. Be visual, post photos and videos of slicing hot food, exciting new decor, happy customers, servers. Develop your own look and voice, keeping in mind your logo, tagline and restaurant decor. Then keep it consistent through your posts. Answer comments, questions and even complaints from customers on social media. Besides arguing with the disgruntled customers, the worst thing you can do online is ignore them. Go for shares, not likes. It is nice to be liked, but it is even better to be passed around to others. Post interesting, helpful and unique photos, facts or videos to increase the likelihood of being shared. 7. Last one. Social Wi-Fi system. As a restaurant owner or manager, your first thought about marketing probably has nothing to do with offering free Wi-Fi. However, offering free Wi-Fi to your customers is not only for their convenience. Using a social Wi-Fi system instead of a typical Wi-Fi system allows you to gain valuable information about your customers. And you are not just gathering data, you are also being granted other opportunities to market and communicate with your customers. Most business owners don't realize that some social Wi-Fi marketing systems are collecting information from all of their customers' mobile devices, even if customers don't log in to the free Wi-Fi. You got it right. You get data from everyone who walks in the door, even if they never reach for their devices. These systems, they see mobile devices, so even if your visitors don't log in to your Wi-Fi, your useful info is still collected. This data is then added to customer profiles, which include information like length of their stays, how often they visit your restaurant, etc. So, while you're working on other restaurant marketing ideas, your social Wi-Fi system is collecting the data you need to blast out new offers. Think about how targeted and intelligent your marketing campaigns can be when you base them on curated data instead of just your gut instincts or assumptions. My third topic is content, because content was, is and will be king. Many restaurants struggle to know where to even begin with content marketing. These are all crucial questions which most businesses struggle to answer. What type of content should you be posting? Should I be posting video, blogs, and infographics? What specific topics should you cover? how should the content be distributed to your audience? Okay, we've got content. Last question. But what's working and what isn't? Each piece of content you create has to stand out in a sea of thousands, if not millions, of similar pieces of content. And that's no easy. Let's go through it. How much content should you be creating and posting? Since the frequency of post can have a major effect on your position in search results, it is important to get it right. Yet many restaurants don't. Most seem to either publish too little content, one post every 2 or 3 months, or way too much content, several posts, images and videos per day. The disadvantage of posting too little content, it's clear. There is no reason for Google or visitors to return to your website or social channels because you simply aren't an active user who's sharing useful information. However, the disadvantages of posting too much content might not be as clear. So, let's take a closer look at what these disadvantages might be. Overwhelming your website visitors and social media fans with content, it's likely to confuse and frustrate your audience, as well as all the search engines. Unfortunately, many restaurants post too much content. They think increasing content distribution frequency will increase online visibility and may increase their status as an authority in their field. Some believe that if they put everything online, users will find whatever they want and that search engines are more likely to index their website's pages. This strategy doesn't work. In fact, the opposite occurs. Visitors have much more difficulty trying to understand your value proposition. This leads to traffic bouncing off your pages, if you can even get traffic to those pages in the first place. Your organic position in search results will suffer. Think about how many times have you followed a business Facebook or Instagram page only to unfollow it within a day or two, just because the business is constantly posting boring and obnoxious content. If your goal is to increase targeted traffic to your website and social media, then you need to post content which actually appeals to your target audience. Producing realms of information for the sole purpose of building out your library of content will not do much to advance your marketing initiatives. In fact, it may very well do a good deal of harm. It will distract your audience attention away from your core points and core values, thus diluting any strong message you might have originally posted. You're much better off posting less frequently and making your content more thoughtful. Your message can have a greater impact while you also retain your position. Those people who feel that more content is better are only partially right on their thinking. Many different channels and forms require content, but not at the sacrifice of high quality. Know your target audience and cater content to them, because knowing your audience may be one of the most important aspects of a successful content marketing strategy. For instance, if your restaurant sells vegan food, then will traditional meat, stews and recipes be good content? Probably not, since your target audience most likely consists of people who are into grains and eating healthy foods. By posting content which has no relevance to them, you can pretty much be guaranteed that they will not only ignore that content, but will probably not be making a return visit to your website or social media anytime soon. Your digital marketing efforts are bound to fail when you try to appeal to everyone. You are likely to end up not connecting with anyone. Keep your content focused on a clearly defined audience and cater to their interests, concerns and needs. This avoids any confusion and to provide your true followers with content that has relevance to them. Don't overwhelm your visitors with content that doesn't speak to them. They simply won't read it and you will have wasted your efforts. Many experts support the so-called mini-skirt approach. This says that your content should be long enough to cover the essentials but short enough to keep it interesting. Given the fact that most readers tend to be very busy and have short attention spans, this would seem to be the correct approach. It provides relevant and timely information which is also concise and digestible. In fact, you should help your readers browse quickly through your posting. Provide subtitles and callouts where you want attention to be focused. It's also not necessary to include all the information about a particular topic in a single posting. You can break up important content into multiple postings, or you can provide links in an original post to supporting content on your platform which you feel is important and relevant. This is also a good way to maintain engagement with your audience and to increase your credibility while doing so. There are a lot of digital marketing gurus who insist that you can never have too much content. This is the "you can never have too much content" approach. They believe that you should be publishing content constantly to promote your restaurant, to establish better relations with the public, and to increase visibility for your business online. However, these same gurus insist that all that content should not be loaded up in a single location. It should instead be produced and published across a number of different platforms. By focusing all your attention on a single platform, some restaurants do end up overwhelming their readers with a tidal wave of information that has no hope of even being consumed. They should be spreading all this content over numerous platforms and channels. It will have a much better chance of reaching a wider audience and of being received appreciatively. In addition, when you have a number of channels to publish information to, it can allow you to be more selective, post content to audience known to inhabit those particular platforms. For instance, if you are writing about a restaurant's milestone 10th anniversary, posting like that would probably be lost in Snapchat or Instagram because they tend to be inhabited by younger audiences. If you posted the same article on Facebook, the chances would be much better than it would be read and appreciated by a certain segment of your intended audience. By creating more content for more different channels, you will reach a vastly larger audience. You will have much greater impact than if you were to narrow your sights on just a few platforms. A big part of public relations is establishing trust and confidence with your target audience, and the best way to do that is to post content where your target audience spends their time. Quality over quantity is the right choice. The consensus of opinion among most content experts is that it's more important to focus on quality than quantity. It is also very important to maintain that kind of quality through consistent posts. It might only take one low quality post to lose followers or to have visitors abandon your site, pages or profiles. In this regard, you are really only as good as your last post. It's good to keep in mind that every single post should be subject to the same standards of high quality. Every single post, every single one. So far so good, but how much content is the right amount of content? Research your direct and indirect competitors, and then be realistic about the volume of good content which you can produce. You must also develop a content calendar so that you present a nice steady flow of quality content to your audience. Only post content that is useful and unique. This calendar will serve as a reminder of how frequently you intend to post content. It will establish a pattern that your readers will appreciate and will hopefully come back to your site and social media for regularly. Consistency and quality are crucial. Work your calendar aligned with SMART objectives. Without goals, it's hard to know exactly how well your social media strategy is performing. Clear goals will not only propel your strategy forward, but they will also serve as defined metrics when it comes to measuring your progress. The most common social media marketing goals are drive traffic to your website, or generate more bookings, or communicate with customers, increase the brand awareness, or establish online authority. And you have to turn them into SMART objectives. Let's take a closer look at what makes a goal a SMART objectives. It's specific. The more specific you can be with writing down a goal, the easier it will be to clearly see what it is you're trying to achieve. It must be measurable. How will you measure your success? For example, double the numbers of your existing Twitter followers. This is something measurable. Attainable. Is your goal attainable? Can you realistically double the numbers of your Twitter followers? Relevant. A relevant goal is aligned closely to your business objectives. Does this goal support your business objectives, vision, or values? Time specific. Give your goal a deadline. Double Twitter follower numbers in 3 months. This is time specific. Setting SMART goals to which you can align your social media activity is a good guarantee of online marketing success. Once you have clear set of goals, you can track your key performance indicators and metrics more accurately. Make sure to revisit your goals on a regular basis to determine if they are still on track or if something needs adjusting. A winning formula is to measure, adjust, and then rinse and repeat. Metrics, measures that works. Ask yourself constantly how well your intended audience receive your message. It might take several iterations of posting and analyzing before you hit upon the perfect balance for your posted content. But once you do hit the sweet spot, it will definitely be worthwhile. When you find exactly the right rhythm of posting through emails, blogs, and social media, you just might find the posting less is bringing you much greater success. Almost as important as producing great content is measuring its effect on your followers. The impact for this analytics comes into play in a major way. Analytics can be crucial in helping you establish a proper balance of volume and quality. This balance needs to be achieved by testing again what its overall objectives are and measuring feedback relevant to the purpose. It's good to keep in mind that your audience will be determining the quality of your content. Even if you might think that you are the authority on quality and the volume necessary to achieve it. Using marketing automation tools, it is very easy to fine-tune your content output. This will help it be in tune with what engages your audience. Measure the degree to which your audience is engaged after each post. Also measure which specific segments of your post are of most interest to readers. As Facebook and Instagram are the leading social media platforms for our industry, let's see some great metrics on this. Facebook. Facebook gives you a lot of data. The only other network that even comes close is Twitter. The amount of information you can get from Facebook on the performance of your post, audience demographics, and campaign tracking is amazing. While having all this information available, it's nice, it's only useful if you understand which data points matter to most to your business. That's why we put together I put together for you some Facebook metrics your restaurant, your brand, you need to track. First one, measure engagement. Engagement is one of the most important Facebook metrics you can track. For one, engagement is a sign that people actually like the content you are sharing. But another reason engagement is so valuable is it may give your post more exposure to your audience. As you know, Facebook uses an algorithm to determine where your posts show up in your followers' newsfeed. The purpose of the algorithm is to surface posts users are more likely interested in. If one of your posts receives a ton of engagement, that signals to Facebook that it's popular, so they'll be more likely to surface it to your followers. Measure reach. Reach is the number of people your content is seen by on Facebook. This can be through either paid or organic efforts. As I mentioned earlier, Facebook switched to an algorithm-based feed years ago. As a result, many businessmen and restaurants saw drastic drops in the amount of people their content reaches organically. Some studies have reported as low as 3%. So even if you've built up a large audience, it doesn't mean they all see your post. That's where reach comes into play. Measure impressions. Impressions can give you a good idea of what the viral nature of a post. One person may get exposed to one of your posts multiple times. For instance, if they saw it once on their feed and then again when a friend shared it. That's 2 impressions. With all the content being thrown at consumers on a daily basis, especially on Facebook, getting your content seen multiple times, it's necessary to get people to take action. It's a play of the rule of 7 in marketing. The rule of 7 essentially states that the prospect has to see your marketing message 7 times before they take action. Although the rule of 7 was a concept developed in the 30s, it's still very applicable in the age of digital marketing. In fact, it's probably even more relevant today than ever. Let's talk about the other start of social media for restaurants, Instagram. With more than 1.3 global billion active users, Instagram remains one of the largest social media platforms. It's also one of the most powerful social media platforms for restaurants when it comes to build fan communities. There's no question that Instagram can be a great social media channel to market your restaurant. It's fun, gives you an artistic outlet, and lets you connect with your audience. Tracking the most important Instagram's metrics is crucial to grow your account and build an engaged following. Keep in mind that if you want your Instagram marketing to be profitable as well as fun, you've got to track the right metrics regularly. Focus on these key Instagram metrics and you will get a clearer picture of how your current strategy is performing, as well as some ideas on how to improve. First one, follower growth rate. A high follower count can be an ego boost and add brand credibility, but it doesn't necessarily say that much about the health of your marketing campaigns and Instagram strategy. Your follower growth rate, on the other hand, gives you a good idea of whether your business is expanding its reach and catching new people's attention. In other words, the way your follower count changes is often more important than the actual number of followers when evaluating your Instagram performance. For instance, suppose you get 100 new followers in a month. If you started out with 1,000 followers, that means your growth rate was at 10%, which is excellent. However, if you started out with 5,000 followers and got 50 new followers that month, your follower growth rate would be only like 1%. This metric indicates that it may be time to try a new strategy. Engagement per follower. Did you know that an incredible 70% of Instagram posts don't get seen by anyone? With Instagram's constantly updated algorithm, engagement is more important than ever to ensure your posts are seen. Tracking your engagement per follower lets you monitor just how interested your audience is. This metric is especially important if you're evaluating a partnership with an influencer or a co-branding, and you don't want to pay for a sponsored post of an account without any real engagement. Just like with follower count and growth rate, you don't want to look at just the raw numbers. It is important to compare the number of likes and comments with the size of the audience. You can calculate your engagement metrics on a monthly or weekly basis. Don't try to track it on a daily basis, since normal day-to-day fluctuations will likely throw off the data. In order to calculate your engagement per follower, look at the total number of likes and comments you get during a specific time period and divide that number by the total number of followers you had during that time period. For example, if you got 78 likes and comments last week and you had 600 followers, your follower engagement rate was 30% for the week. Website traffic. Like any other other social media channels, Instagram can be a powerful driver to traffic to your website. Instagram is more limiting than other social media platforms in driving traffic to your site, as you can't add clickable links to each post. Instead, the platform only allows a link in the bio, and brands over 10k followers can add swipe up links to their story. You can track the numbers of website visitors for Instagram with the help of Google Analytics, which segments your traffic into default channel groupings, one of which is social. If you navigate to acquisition channels and click social on your Instagram account, you can see exactly which social channel drives traffic to your site. Comments per post. Likes on Instagram and any other media are gratifying, but comments are worth more when it comes to engagement. It only takes a second to tap the like button, but typing out a comment requires time and thought. When someone leaves a comment, it shows that you are really caught their interest and connected with them in some way. That said, the number of comments you get is an important metric to track. Keep an eye on your average and notice if it goes up or down. If your average number of comments has gone down, try to figure out why your audience is less engaged than they used to be. It's also a good idea to make note of which of your individual posts get the most comment to see if a pattern emerges over the time. For instance, if your audience really likes a particular type of food or a lifestyle photo, create more posts like that to keep engagement high. Instagram Stories engagement. Instagram Stories, which can be either videos or photos, are a bit different from regular content, as they disappear after 24 hours. This disappearing act makes the feature a bit more difficult to track engagement. One way that you can track this metric is with Instagram native analytics tool called Insights. Keep in mind that you will need a business profile on Instagram to access Insights. There are two main metrics you should pay attention to when it comes to stories: views and exits. Your views tell you how many unique viewers saw your story. In general, the longer you're on Instagram and then the more followers you get, the more your story's views should increase. Your exits tell you which slide people were on when they exit your story. Exits are a good way to determine what holds your audience interest and what doesn't. If you notice a lot of exits in one particular slide, try to figure out why so many people lost interest at that point. Last one, reach is another metric that requires you to switch to a business account. You can view reach within your Instagram insights through your business account. Reach tells you the total number of people who have seen your post. This is different from impressions. If the same person sees your post 3 times, that will count as 3 impressions. However, that person only counts as 1 towards reach, making it an important metric to measure brand awareness and how many people are actually seeing your post. One way that you can increase your reach is with the use of hashtags and branded hashtags, although be sure to use them correctly. Those has been the 7 keys of this topic. But above all, and as my last topic, personalize and mine your online reputation. The major benefit of personalization in digital marketing is that you are sending your message to customers who are more likely to engage and respond. With the ability to collect customer data like contact information, demographics, physical behavior, customer ratings, purchasing habits, or other targeted information, you can deliver this type of highly effective advertising to help your business grow. As you passively collect more and more customer profile data, you can begin studying the data and creating specific segments or groups of your best type of customers. The reason this is so powerful is because you can send much more targeted messages to your customers, resulting in a highly improved marketing ROI. For instance, you could create a marketing campaign targeted to women over 30 who visit during lunchtime hours and send messages specifically tailored to that demographic. Or you could create a different campaign for men and women under 30 who visit on Sundays during football season. Instead of creating one message for your entire customer database, your target segments of customers will with messaging that better appeals to them. Today, customers expect personalization when it comes to advertising, marketing, and personalized messaging. And when they see it, they engage, and you build stronger brand loyalty. Grow your restaurant and increase customer loyalty by implementing customer segmentation and executing well thought out targeted marketing campaigns. Your customers will notice that you are communicating with them on a more personal level. As they realize the personalization of your message and begin to engage with it, the chances of them coming back into your restaurant increase dramatically. A CRM will be your best ally when it comes to personalization because a restaurant CRM database is a collection of customer profiles that can include online and offline behavior, demographics, email, phone numbers, income, zip codes, transactions, and even visit history. Savvy restaurateurs automatically collect, aggregate, and clean customer data into restaurant customer databases to unlock customer insights and increase customer lifetime values through marketing automation. Automation marketing message based upon customer behavior and demographics can not only save you time but can also increase customer lifetime values by keeping your customer coming back. With the help of these platforms, you can create different customer personas based upon behavior. You can separate them, you can segmentate these email marketing campaigns and with messages that resonates better with each persona. According to ClickZ, when using proper targeting, marketers can drive 3 times more the revenue per email as compared to broadcasting. Likewise, MailChimp found that segmented email campaign also earned 100% click-through rates compared to not segmented campaigns. On the operational sides, having access to a CRM database and all the information it has in brings us a lot of advantages to success in our operations as well. As a result, this transparency into customer behavior and sentiment gives you data to optimize staffing, ordering, discovering problematic trends before they become a larger issue. And my last advice is about reputation. Nothing destroys a restaurant business like a bad review. I mean, who wants to visit a restaurant with a disgusting food or dead fly in my soup review? All your efforts online could go to waste if you don't have a good online reputation management strategy in place. Online reputation for a restaurant would simply involve responding to a customer queries in a timely manner and responding to both negative and positive reviews in a way that would portray your restaurants in good light. However, if you have no experience with online reputation management, I advise that you employ an expert to tackle polishing your online reputation. Physical distancing and stay-at-home customs have forced whole consumer segments to consume differently. The dramatic rise in the adoption of e-commerce and omni-channel services sees no sign of abating. The latest data suggests that there will be a huge increase of plus 170% in e-commerce purchase. Online interaction is here to stay. Restaurant marketing technology will enable a new golden age for restaurants, where you can use now technology to expand your distribution channel, online ordering, third-party delivery, curbside pickup, ghost kitchens, and all, plus have the tools to maximize your revenue per customer using automation, personalization, and artificial intelligence in ways that were just not possible before. It has been a pleasure being part of this great lineup. Thanks, Donald, again for the invitation, and to all of you for following this talk. I will be happy to welcome you all at evavalerin.com and to my social media to continue the conversation. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.